Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask Chris Fitzsimon and Becki Gray. The State Board of Elections is proposing changes in how election challenges are made, including swearing an oath and protesting potential illegal votes and demonstrating evidence in those challenges. Staff complained of unwanted duplications and protests that consume time and often are mostly dismissed. Republicans claim nobody's overseeing the validity of these elections and these challenges, and they're legitimate complaints. And I ask, do you agree or disagree?
Well, I think we have a real problem, as evidenced at the end of this last election. We had a World War II veteran in a nursing home accused of a felony by a Republican lawyer who was handed a list of people. He just went into the Board of Elections and said, these people voted illegally in the election. One of them was a World War II veteran who was in a nursing home who didn't vote illegally. He was accused in the local paper of a felony. You can Google his name now and see that he was accused of a felony. So we have to have, there has to be some way, and this happens hundreds of times, where we had Republican operatives who would show up and say, Gene Arnold voted illegally in Nash County, and then when it came to present the evidence, the activist didn't show up anymore, but Gene Arnold's name is out there as committed a felony. We have to, I'm all for getting voter fraud and people who were voting twice, but we have to have a mechanism where people can't make wild accusations. Remember, this is a felony you're accusing somebody of with no evidence. You don't even know who, sometimes those activists didn't even know who gave them the paper that said these people were committing felonies. So the state board has to do something.
Becki, your comments.
Yeah, I think the state board does need to do something. I think that the integrity of our elections is important, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, unaffiliated, whether you vote or you don't vote. You know, we have to feel that the integrity of our election system is secure. And, you know, I think that there clearly needs to be a process in place where if there are questions about someone voting or if someone has been disenfranchised and not been allowed to vote, there needs to be a process in place to make those, try to make that right, to have a complaint, be able to file that somewhere. People should be discouraged from filing frivolous complaints.
So
just
do you
like
think
frivolous
swearing
lawsuits.
an oath about it is okay? Do you think producing some evidence should be?
I think absolutely producing some evidence and some sort of sworn testimony seems to me to be reasonable. What it seems to me is what we ought to do is have, I work at a think tank, so I think commissions and studies are always a good idea. You know, maybe we need to have some sort of legislative or election board study to look at this, to come up with a plan, a way to do this. Surely in other states, these kind of things are addressed as well. What are they doing?
They can't put this thing in effect because there is no state board of elections.
Well, that's a whole nother issue.
Well, we're going to have at some point, the Supreme Court will rule, and then we'll have that. I mean, I hope that happens sooner rather than later.
This will be before we retire.
Well, I think the Supreme Court, there's going to be an August 28th hearing, and this case will come before the Supreme Court August 28th.
And we've got municipal elections coming up in just
October.
A couple months.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's going to have to be resolved by then.
All right. Well, thanks for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.